Welcome back to Living in the Word. Today we are looking at Abram inheriting Canaan. Let's begin. Genesis 13 verses 1 to 4. Then Abram went up from Egypt, he and his wife and all that he had, and Lot with him to the south. Abram was very rich in livestock, in silver and in gold. And he went on his journey from the south as far as Bethel, to the place where his tent had been at the beginning between Bethel and Ai, to the place of the altar which he had made there at first. And there Abram called on the name of the Lord. Now Abram and Sarai travelled back to where they had been originally before the famine. Perhaps a sign that they had been out of God's covering when going to Egypt. At times we find ourselves off the path that God has for us. And it's always a good idea to go back to the place where God first spoke to us and seek him again, just as Abram does here. Genesis 13 verses 5 to 13. Lot also, who went with Abram, had flocks and herds and tents. Now the land was not able to support them, that they might dwell together, for their possessions were so great that they could not dwell together. And there was strife between the herdsmen of Abram's livestock and the herdsmen of Lot's livestock. The Canaanites and the Perizzites then dwelt in the land. So Abram said to Lot, "Please, let there be no strife between you and me, and between my herdsmen and your herdsmen, for we are brethren. Is not the whole land before you? Please separate from me. If you take the left, then I will go to the right, or if you go to the right, then I will go to the left." And Lot lifted his eyes and saw all the plain of Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere, before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, like the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt, as you go toward Zoar. Then Lot chose for himself all the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separated from each other. Abram dwelt in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelt in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent even as far as Sodom. But the men of Sodom were exceedingly wicked and sinful against the Lord. So here we read that Abram and Lot are not able to live together in peace with everything that they have. Not only did they have to share amongst themselves, but they had to share with the Canaanites and Perizzites that lived in that land. Now, here Abram gives Lot a choice of which land he desires. Now, you could speculate that Abram does this because he knows that God has promised all of this land to him anyway. But there's no indication of that written here. Lot chooses the best land and then chooses to live amongst the people of Sodom, or just outside the people of Sodom. Now, the Bible is very clear here. It says that they are exceedingly wicked and sinful against the Lord. So this, to me, doesn't show great character for Lot, as we will discover later on. Genesis 13, verses 14 to 18. And the Lord said to Abram, after Lot had separated from him, "Lift your eyes now, and look from the place where you are, northward, southward, eastward, and westward. For all the land which you see I give to you and your descendants forever. And I will make your descendants as the dust of the earth, so that if a man could number the dust of the earth, then your descendants also could be numbered. Arise, walk in the land through its length and its width, for I give it to you." Then Abram moved his tent and went and dwelt by the terebinth trees of Mamre, which are in Hebron, and built an altar there to the Lord. Again, the Lord tells Abram that all of this land is his and his descendants forever. And Abram responds by building an altar. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. God bless.